Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Sri Ramakrishna remained in ecstasy a few moments. Girish and the other devotees were seated before him. A few days earlier, Girish had been very rude to the master at the Star Theatre, but now he was in a calm state of mind. Master to Girish, this mood of yours is very good. It's peaceful. I prayed about you to the Divine Mother. Oh Mother, make him peaceful so that he won't abuse me. Girish to him. I feel as if someone were pressing my tongue. I cannot talk because the love and compassion for small things we part. The parting is so painful, and lifelong we remain separate, suffering within. That to split is easy, to bind again is difficult. Sri Ramakrishna doesn't want any devotee to be hurt by himself or by other means. We all are enemies of our own existence. We invite problems. We suffer. Nobody can give us any pain or suffering unless we accept it. Another thing is, I am working out my karma. Whatever be the joys and sorrows we undergo, it is our own karmic load. But this karmic load can be transformed into a helpful agency. We go and hug some problems. We unwantedly, everything is going on. Some rajas comes into my nature and drives us into some activity. Some tamas comes into my nature and makes me angry and a kind of displeasure. It is tamas making me. We don't attribute to three gunas. The three gunas are occupying when we allow it to occupy. If I am in constant thought of divine, filled with motherhood, and filled with love and compassion, then no problem touches me. No pain is any pain. Once we give up, the love is what makes all things possible. Are you able to love everyone irrespective of their behavior? Then their behavior can be changed. Otherwise, we find it very difficult to manage our own affairs and others' affairs. We have to clearly understand the principles governing relationships and the responsibilities we bear. So there the problem. We can avoid many things. Oh, let go, let go, let go. Many people feel, how long to let go? I have to fight out. It will not work. Fighting out will increase the tension, will increase the distance, will create lot of tension between the two. Sleepless nights, problems. Let go, then everything is calm. Because this world or the next do not want anything that we do, and nor anything is going to stay forever. I may do certain great works. How long is it going to stay? I may build a fine empire. One day it is going to end. Civilizations. How many civilizations appear and disappear? We are in a realm where nothing is permanent. Everything is constantly changing. And we want to make something permanent here. It is not possible. Allow things to move, all things to move by itself, driven by nature. Don't try to hold anything anyway. Smoothly, harmoniously manage the present affairs without getting involved. How do you know without getting involved? Because it will not create tension in you. Any problem creating tension in you, you are getting involved. You are expressing your raga dvesha. You are getting entangled also, not only involved. So, just for many things you have to be a silent witness, allowing to go and to go on doing your duties as an offering to the divine. Body is not mine. Mind is not mine. Intellect is not mine. My will is not mine. I am doing something, taking all others' instruments of nature and claiming I am doing. Prakriti kriyamanani. Nature is doing everything. Ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. The man endowed with ego says, I am doing. You are not doing. Mother Nature is doing. Nature is within you, nature is outside you. From within also it is driving, from outside also it is driving. So, if you just a little tolerance, we have to extend, especially when the joint works come, when the community life enters into infinite patience, infinite and love and compassion everywhere, love and compassion. And after all, we will be there for a few years and move away from this world. A person lived a few years, people may remember, maximum. After that, nobody will remember. And whatever you have done remains there unnoticed. If you have offered it to God, that's the only thing. Whatever you do, go on offering to the divine. Oh, this is my worship unto you. This is my worship unto you. So, when Thakur is saying, I pray to Mother, to Divine Mother, O Mother, make him peaceful so that he would abuse me. Is Sri Ramakrishna trying to protect himself? That he doesn't want to take somebody's abuse? No. If he abuses, it may create great calamity in his life. that he is separating from a perennial source of spirituality, divinity, kindness, love, all things, the treasure and pleasure of God, you are rejecting. And the Guru or even incarnation is going to live for a short time on this earth. He will disappear. In your very presence, the Guru will disappear. Whatever you could have received by remaining humble, you are lost forever. So, when if we are little careful, we can earn a lot. Lives after lives, sadhana can be accumulated in short time in the presence of Guru. We must have that ability, we must possess that humility to receive that grace. Grace is flowing all the time. You must unfurl your mask to avail it yourself. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, he prayed to Divine Mother. Girish is thinking, now I feel as if someone is pressing my tongue. I can't talk. He is not able to talk because the love and compassion with which Sri Ramakrishna is dealing with him is unimaginable dimension. From the beginning, he has been telling, first visit itself, he says, I am a great sinner. There is nothing that I have not done on this earth, in this life, that is going to be called a not sin. I have done all sorts of things. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, no, you are not a sinner. You are a divine being. First time he hears somebody telling him, you are not a sinner. He'll be surprised. First time I am hearing this. All people have rejected me, made me dejected. And first time I am hearing someone telling you are divine, you are child of God. How much of, see, the tendency to oppose and this one is still there. And Sri Ramakrishna is trying to root out the small things that obstruct his spiritual life. Sri Ramakrishna was still in an indrawn mood. He seemed to be gradually forgetting the men and the objects around him. He tried to bring his mind down to the relative world. He looked at the devotees. Looking at them, he said, they all come to Dakshineshwar. Let them. Mother knows everything. To a young man of the neighborhood, he said, hello, what do you think? What is the duty of man? All sat in silence. To Narayan, he said, don't you want to pass the examination? But my dear child, a man freed from bondage is Shiva. Entangled in bondage is Jiva. Baddh hole Shiv, Mukta hole Jeev. If you are bound and if you are released. Baddh hole Jeev, Mukta hole Shiv. If you are bound, you are Jiva. If you are released, you are Shiva. To Narayan is telling, because he is still a student trying to pass the examination. Passing the examination is binding oneself to the world. We don't have that clear understanding between the Nitya and Anitya. If we have that discrimination of eternal and temporal differences, passing things of the world, and eternal, unchanging reality, the God. If you had this, nothing will bind you. You can write hundreds of examinations and pocket all the certificates. It is meaningless. It doesn't. So he knows, but to keep the story moving, to keep the ball rolling, he is doing all this, going to school, writing the exams, and life has to move. But his whole attention will be on the goal that he has to reach. If Viveka is there, the power of discrimination, then nothing binds, actions do not bind. The goal must be fixed, goal must be fully aware, and the path must be clear. You're holding on to a path which is definitely going to reach. There comes into picture the Ramakrishnas. All this what we are reading is for the modern times. We are in the modern times of pure materialism, deprived of spirituality. So Sri Ramakrishna's advent and his teachings are exclusively meant for man of this time. And this is how we definitely reach the goal. Don't you want to pass examination? But my dear child, a man is freed from bondage. A man freed from bondage is Shiva. Entangled in bondage is Jiva. Sri Ramakrishna was still in God-intoxicated mood. There was a glass of water near him. He drank the water. He said to himself, "Why I have drunk water in this mood?" It was not yet dusk. You see, it is as if he is standing in the eternal and peeping down into the relative. A little on the other side, a look at here. Existing in the absolute, he is compassionately looking at the relative existence, at the jivas. If a little balance misses, he will be there in deep samadhi, because that is our eternal home. To be belonging to the absolute existence of a ocean of bliss, Ananda Sagara, Satchidananda Sagara, as if a fish is floating in water, swimming in water, jumping and playing in water. Like that, the enlightened souls enjoy the bliss of the Atman, enjoy the bliss of Brahman, enjoy the bliss of personal God interaction. So Sri Ramakrishna is in that state. It was not yet dusk. Sri Ramakrishna was talking to Atul, who was seated in front of him. Atul was Girish's brother and a lawyer of the High Court of Calcutta. A Brahmin neighbor was also seated near him. Master to Atul, all I want to tell you is this. Follow both, perform your duties in the world and cultivate love of God. The two, the spiritual and the secular, how to balance is most important thing Sri Ramakrishna teaches. It is like two wheels. He compares it to two wheels of a cart. They beautifully move if you can balance properly and take you see, cart has another support apart from two wheels. It is the one which drags the vehicle, be it a horse or an ox. It is dragging support. Now, if you see modern vehicles, two-wheelers, it is just two wheels. You have to balance, but look at the speed with which you can move. What you need to walk distance, hours and hours, days and days, you can travel in short time using a motorcycle. But you must know how to balance it. How many days we take to balance, learn a small cycle in the early days of life as a child or as a school-going boy. We learn, and this serves whole life. What has he learned? Balancing the cycle. And how do you balance? It's provided already in the vehicle, and mind is able to grasp it, practice it, make it his own. The fork is so beautifully designed. If you do one side, the weight goes to the other side. So we balance. This is the help is you provided by the vehicle, the two-wheeler. And suppose you use one wheel instead of two, look at the balancing, how much and how you need. In circus and all you can see, one-wheeled cycle, people are driving and going. You cannot tilt forward, you cannot tilt backward, you cannot tilt on any side, and it is standing on one point, that cycle and whole person, and he balances. So as we learn balancing, we can do so many things, magic-like things, which we cannot do. How many years we may be needing to smoothly go on one-wheeled cycle. Similarly, walking on bamboos or holding the stick or walking on the sticks is extended legs. 4 feet, 5 feet height, they stand on the sticks attached to his foot and walk. Balancing, you see. Like that, you have to balance the secular and spiritual beautifully and go. The journey becomes so beautiful. Morning, you are riding a cycle or motorcycle. Just imagine. A child imagines, oh, if I learn cycle, how nice would be. And then he learns one day. He goes to the parks and here and there. When down comes, he leaves his hand. How that joy it gives, you see. Same way, when you balance the spiritual and secular, journey becomes a peaceful, joyful journey to the eternal. It was not yet that Sri Ramakrishna was talking to Atul. He told to Atul, both, follow both. Brahmin. Can anyone but a Brahmin achieve perfection? He's a Brahmin, he's asking the question. Anyone but Brahmin achieve perfection. Means, now it is something like when we call Brahmin, he is supposed to be intellectually very high. Now, can anyone other than the scientists can invent or discover something? Is the question. Suppose it is something like that. He is highly intelligent to penetrate into the nature and find out. Can everyone do that? These highly intellectual people who can guide themselves and guide others are called Brahmins. Those who fight to preserve law and order are called the Kshatriyas, Brahmana, Kshatriya. Those who take out the products from nature, like Krishi, agriculture, horticulture, the rearing the animals and utilizing them, horses, cows, for milk, all these are called, and selling and purchasing, transportation, they have to take to long distances, distribute the food materials. They are called Vaishyas. And labor class, what we call labor class now, maximum are labor class, always. Without labor, we cannot work. That's why they are given the status of being foot, which can walk. Without it, the whole thing becomes stagnant. The society is going to become stagnant if the labor class is not there. This labor class on which the whole society is standing is considered to be foot on which the whole body is standing, and given the highest importance to the labor class, and it is called Shudras, because of the social problems, dominations and all that, and wrong understanding created by the Westerners. They are thought of being looked down. It is not so. The highly intelligent people who govern the nation and all are supposed to take care of all the classes. So a Brahmin is such a person who can take care of himself, take care of. That is Shankaracharya on the Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, in that he writes, if you protect Brahmin, you are protecting all the classes in the nature, in the human existence. Because if intelligent people govern the world, who can foresee long distances, who can penetrate into the happenings and see the consequences, what is going to be? He is taking that decision. What would be the consequence? Is that intelligence to penetrate into the realities of life. They are called the ministers or governors. These people are like Brahmins. So, can a Brahmin is supposed to attain perfection? It is understood when he is able to attain perfection, then only is called Brahmin. A governor or a minister is told to be governor or minister because he is able to rule the country. A king is called king, not because he has become king, but he is able to govern the kingdom. Like that, Brahmin is not Brahmin because he is going to attain perfection. He is a person who is perfect in everything. Then he is called Brahmin. Otherwise, he is no more Brahmin. So that He's asking, can anyone other than Brahmin attain perfection? Master. We'll see in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.